Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are going to be talking about our environment and how it affects our mental health, and of course, ways that we can help improve. I wanted to welcome Dr. Justine with us here today. She is our leader here, and she is also a popular motivational speaker. She speaks at schools and universities, local businesses, charities, churches. It's just incredible the amount of exposure. The school board just recently. And she believes that everyone deserves a healthcare team that focuses on prevention, optimal health, and open communication. Please help me welcome Dr. Justine.
All right. If you have questions, always feel free to text me. If you any have emergencies on the weekend, this is the number to call. So you'll see at the bottom, this comes from Daily Motivation site. You can check out the article there, but we're going to be talking about our mental health and how to have a healthier environment. The objective is not just to clean our home, but to feel happy living in our home and to feel reduce the stress. So today is focusing on creating that really environment that helps us feel good. So, how's our environment affect our overall health? So, there's a ton of external factors that influence our overall health. For example, are you getting enough sunshine or sunlight? Whether you live in the basement or right now when it's super hot, my husband always wants the blinds shut to stop the heat from coming in. So, the air conditioning works better, but then I go around and open the blinds or open the curtains because I want that sunshine. So you do need to get that balance. Um, we know that our sleeping cycle can affect our moods. So that circadian rhythm. I have one patient that, to get that dark, cold environment, and he, as a fireman, so he sleeps in the cellar where there's no noise, no light, and it's chilly. So just finding ways to help your body, the blackout blinds, so that you can get the sleep you deserve. And we know that those areas can affect our anxiety and our stress response if we have a healthier environment. So your home can affect your mental health. I know for me, when I'm studying, I need things neat. I need things to have a place. Even when I'm at work, I need to make sure the pens are in a certain container. The desk is clear, so that way the paperwork's put away, and then we can make sure that we're going to enjoy a better day when we know things are in a set place. Example in the home is, for me, is making sure clothes aren't on the ground, that towels are put away, that no dishes in the sink, so that we make sure that we have a clean environment that helps us de-stress. So we're going to talk about multiple different ways, and right now, how to create that home so you feel less stressed and less anxiety. So number one is that light. All right. Our body makes our vitamin D from real light, from sunshine. So we can't live in that artificial light, blue light. The light from our computers, our phones can lead to depression. So we need to make sure we get outside, we get those blinds or curtains open, even if it's just 30 minutes a day, just to provide that natural light. The second one is the room color. So in our home, we have different beiges, but we know that the room color psychology is a real thing. So if you want calming colors, you're looking for blue, lavender, neutral colors. If you want vibrant colors, you're looking for red. I remember we had that in our dining room over here. Now we have sort of blues and beiges and grays, but we know that different colors and the darker colors can affect our moods. So it's something that you may want to experiment. That even affects with your clothes. The brighter clothes you tend to wear, the tend to create those brighter, happier energies. So we just want to be aware that certain colors affect our moods, affect our energy for the day. Clutter, and that's what I was talking about. When we have clutter in our environment, it takes up space in our mind. It increases our stress, increases in our anxiety. Um, and then I know the whole thought of cleaning it up causes stress and anxiety. So having a plan, a set time for that tidiness, what day of the week is the day that we're going to make sure our home is in a way that we can all feel comfortable. And that doesn't mean perfect. For example, on our kitchen counter, we have all of our vitamins. I don't put them away every single day, um, but it's easier for us to have them on the counter to be able to put out for the family. But you want to be able to look at your kitchen counters, your bathroom counters, your right beside, especially in your bedroom environment. Um, the What's beside your bed on your bedside, is that a neat environment? um, there's research showing that if you make your bed, you're actually going to get a better quality sleep when you get into your bed, that you're getting into a made bed. So, looking at that tidiness, cleanliness makes a big difference. Even walking into your home, the tidiness of your walkway can make a big difference. So, is the garbage put away? Those blue bins or big, bins for the garbage, are they out of sight so that that makes it easier for you? All of this areas. For me, a big one, and my kids laugh at me, but the shoes at the front door. I just, everybody can have one pair of shoes at the front door, but if everybody has three pairs, next thing you know, you have 10. That's not the same when you have company. I get that, but just making sure we have an atmosphere that everybody feels comfortable will help reduce that stress and anxiety. And number four, super important, is mold. Toxic mold syndrome can lead to insomnia, memory loss, anxiety, depression, confusion, and it affects our mental health. And same with dust. We do need to have set times to dust in our home, especially if you have pets. The absolute minimum should be once a month, but for someone like me with allergies, needs to be once a week. Um, for mold prevention, it can be scary. I know we had shingles down, and I think it was our fault. We didn't address the few shingles. It was just a few after a storm, and then we got mold into our roof, and we had to have the roof changed and all of the insulation changed. Ended up being very, very costly right at Christmas. Well over, $20,000 extra Christmas hint. That just has to get done. It was so bad that I had to move out. It was causing so many symptoms for me. And then scary enough, it caused no symptoms for my husband and my son. So we do need to make sure we're checking for mold. Just happened to us recently, the bath mat, that gets wet. Making sure those bath mats are checked if they have signs of the mold, to get them washed or thrown out. To make sure it's healthy for you, checking your bathroom areas that are moist, checking your garage if you spend time there. So, mold is scary, and black mold is even more scary. So, checking your basement, your garage, areas that are moist, because that affects moods, and it's sort of hidden. It's not obvious, and how it's affecting your energy. Number five is the setup. There is a sure way, and but looking at things that are in your way, or do you have too much furniture that feels overwhelming? There is something to that simplicity. There is something to the bright colored cushions versus just all the uh, blacks and grays. So, is there something in your furniture area that causes you frustration, or a stack of books or magazines that maybe you just need to get rid of, that you just haven't put that focus on? Do you need to add flowers or plants to create greenery, and healthy breathing too? Some of the plants that can help in your atmosphere, help with bacteria and viruses. So, looking at that furniture setup, looking at the colors, looking at areas that annoy you or irritate you, because when those build up, they lead to that anxiety and stress. There's also a good part about your furniture is just moving it. Some of us, part of anxiety is just things being the same all the time. So, looking at variety or changing it up, moving cushions, moving chairs, some of that just change can help us feel better about our homes. Number six is though, those plants. Whether they're on your windowsill, they're in your kitchen, or they're outside, they can help filter that air. So, looking at those that help protect our environment, and then checking your filters in your basement for your home, to make sure that you're getting rid of any toxins that you might be breathing in. And number 7 is just making things convenient. Um, in your kitchen area, are things that you use on a regular basis, easy to grab. So in our home, to help with toxicity, I have a cabinet for my tea. I love tea. There's a place for my husband likes a coffee a day. We use glass containers for our food, so that if we're taking it to work, so we have a cabinet that's easy to grab. I'm short. I'm typically, that's my job. So I need it at a level that I can grab. So looking at where you put things so that it's easy to grab, that it makes sense. Um, Different appliances, are they in an order that provides sort of ease of moving around your kitchen, in a place that, quite frankly, we all spend a lot of time. And this would be the same for your bedroom. Um, are your pants all in one section, and your sports clothes in one section, and your shirts in one section? It doesn't have to be perfect. At one point, my daughter had all her shirts facing the same direction and all the color coded. But definitely having categories so that you can, especially your sports clothes, your workout clothes, that you can find those easily, so that you can be able to use those easily. An example is putting out your sports clothes, your workout clothes the night before, so that that way it's easier to use. To get that fresh air, looking at the windows, are the locks easy to use, so that you can get that breeze through your home? And of course, provide a healthy environment is the people in your life. Um, all of us have amazing relationships, can support us over the last 2 years, and we want to now be able to connect with them, which is amazing. But also stay online with them, give them a call. Think about what cousin you haven't reached out in a while. What of your good friends that maybe you need to give them a call? And these are the people that create meaning in our lives. These are people that help our self-esteem, help our energy, help our confidence. These are people that we can share the tough times, right? To be truly authentic with them and say, hey, this is hard for me. As well as, there are some negative Nellies in our life. And I definitely include TV and the news there. Turn it off, right? In your home, turn it off. Definitely don't have the TV negative news going on while you're doing your dishes, while you're doing your cooking. Try to find that the TV channels that are positive. An example for me is American Ninja, the Ninja Warriors. Love to see these amazing athletes, but something that is positive. That, whether it's on social media, and my trainer loves to look up the videos of animals and bunny rabbits and donkeys and cats and dogs, and these happy stories. We want to fill our tank with the happy stories, so that's overwhelming us with the happiness and these, rather than the negative Nelly news. Because if it's on, even in the background, or soap operas, just the music, and that can bring us down. So protecting our environment, not only in a physical way, but what's coming in through our ears and what we're seeing on TV, can affect our moods, anxiety, and mental health. The temperature of our house makes a big difference. The cooler it is, typically, especially at night, the better quality you get sleep. These days, it's great. We can open the windows at night, but making sure that you have an environment that you can be comfortable. If you're overheated, it definitely affects our moods. It affects our energy. Kind of can make us grumpy if you're not used to that type of heat. So turning that temperature down can make a big difference. And lastly, our familiarity. Um, Certain objects, many of us, we hold on to from our past that we don't need. And I know that we have, like for me, all these newspaper clippings from my court case, where people said all sorts of negative things, that I'd never have a family, that I'd never have kids, that I got to put those away. I can't look at those. They affect my moods, they affect my energy. A lot of times you've had that old boyfriend or girlfriend and they gave you something and you're holding on to it, even though you're never going to wear it or you're never going to need it. Sometimes it's just best to let it go. Sometimes it's old poems you've kept track of, books, songs that that just bring you down. They affect your moods. Some of these objects, the songs or playlists, jewelry or clothes even can remind you of bad times. Let it go. Give it to somebody else that's not going to have that attachment to it. And we don't need those. Let's create new memories, new opportunities to help our mental health. So all of our environment needs that sort of overhaul, right? And opportunity to let go and move on. So, how does chiropractic relate to this? Yes, we want a healthy environment, but it's super, super important to take care of your spine and your nervous system, clear out any of those areas of toxicity, those areas of subluxation. So, what chiropractors do is help remove the stress in your body. If you can't always control your environment, which is true, many of us cannot control the environment fully. We need to be able to help how our body reacts to those stresses in our homes, in our lives, and our work environment. So, making sure you get your spinal checkups on a regular basis to find and remove those subluxations, so your brain and body can connect better. That's going to help your body deal with stress, deal with your breathing rate, deal with your digestion, improve your overall strength. So, stay tuned with us. We always want to make sure we're helping to reduce that stress and improve overall function. All right. And stay connected with us. If you have other topics, we'd love to hear from you. These are the ways to connect with us, and I hope to see you soon.